Welcome back, student. In the previous lecture we have started our discussion about transmission line general solution, in which we have done certain mathematical operations like derivatives, and we have put the values of di by ds and de by ds in certain other forms. Now it is done and we got the equation number 8 in terms of er equal to a plus b and ir equal to c plus d by putting s equal to 0. Then we did certain different mathematical operation also, and we got another expression for er and ir, and something like this: ir equal to a root y by z minus b root y by z, and er equal to c root z by y minus d root z by y. Now it's a time to discuss remaining part of this derivation, where we will apply and we will try to solve, because there are two equations in terms of a and b. There are two equations in terms of c and d. If we solve the simultaneous equations of a and d, these are simple linear equations with the left hand side equal to right hand side. If ir equal to ir, and if we compare, and we will get certain expressions. So simultaneous solution of equation number 8, that is a plus b divided a plus b equal to er and ir equal to c plus d, and previous two expressions in terms of root of z by y and root of y by z. 11 2, along with the fact that er equal to zrir. So what I am going to put er, what is this er? It is receiver end voltage is equal to, once again Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. V, this is voltage at the receiving end, is equal to current through the receiving end and into impedance at the receiving end. So IR ZR, and root Z by Y has been identified as Z0. Now there are two expressions that one must understand. These are called as secondary constant. Just note it somewhere because we may require. So this is Z0. Z0 is called characteristic impedance. It is denoted by, I will just rub this part of the book and I will just once again try to write. So Z0 equal to root Z by Y. So it is root Z, capital Z upon capital Y, where capital Z is equal to R plus j omega L and capital Y equal to G plus j omega C. See, this expression is very important because certain numericals will be asked on this. We are going to solve in the forthcoming lectures. So Z0 equal to root Z by Y, and gamma, one more term we are coming across, that is called as gamma, equal to root ZY. Root zy. So it is multiplication of z into y and it is division of z into y. So z0 and gamma. Gamma is called propagation constant, which we already studied in the unit number 6. It is same applicable in the transmission line also. So gamma equal to root zy and z0, this is characteristic impedance equal to root z by y. So if we put these things in these equations and we'll try to solve, we'll get certain expression for A. So you just take a plain pen and paper and try to solve the simultaneous equation. Wherever you find ER, replace it with the IR ZR and just try to find and put root of Z by Y as Z0, what expression you are going to get. So you will get A equal to ER by 2 plus IR by 2 root Z by Y. So you will get equation of A as ER by 2 plus IR by 2 root Z by Y. Can I replace this IR with once again ER upon ZR? Yes, I can put. So ER upon ZR I will put. So it will be ER upon 2 times ZR. And if I put this ER by 2 outside the bracket and I will take it common. So 1 plus Z0. Where from I got this Z0? I got this Z0 from root Z by Y and ZR from the denominator, since I have replaced IR by ER upon ZR. So this is the equation for A. Just try to compare those expressions once again. So A is equal to ER by 2 into 1 plus Z0 by ZR, and B is equal to ER by 2 1 minus Z0 by ZR. So if I just compare between A and B, there is only difference of this minus sign and plus sign inside a bracket, else A and B are almost same. Similarly, if I try to solve for C and D, I will get C in terms of IR by 2. Here it was ER by 2. Just try to remember, here it is ER by 2 for A and B, and for C and D it is IR by 2 in bracket 1 plus ZR upon Z0. Here it was Z0 upon ZR in A and B, and in C and D it is ZR upon Z0. So C equation we got it as IR by 2 in bracket 1 plus ZR upon Z0, and D is equal to IR by 2 1 minus ZR upon Z0. Just try to put those expression and try to get the values of A, B, C, D. Now I am having the values of A, B, C, D. We have solved the differential equation. Let's go back to the simultaneous solution of A, B, where we have tried to solve. So something like this. Yes, this was our expression. A e raised to root zys, B e raised to minus root zys, C e raised to root zys, d e raised to minus root zy, equation number 6 and 7. If we put the values of a and b which we got, a b c d which we got from these expressions, and we'll put it, so we'll get an equation of our e is equal to er by 2, which is outside the bracket, 1 plus z0 by zr e raised to root zys, plus in another bracket 1 minus z0 by zr e raised to minus root zy into yes. Similarly for I equation we will get ir by 2, 1 plus zr. See, the only difference is that here we are getting z0 upon zr, here we are getting zr upon z0 or zr upon z0. So 1 plus zr by z0 e raised to root zys plus 1 minus zr upon z0 e raised to minus root zys. Equation number 13 and 14. It is very simple to understand. We have just put the values of a, b, c, d in that. See, we can replace this root zy by gamma. In next equation, when we will see the physical significance, at that time I am going to replace this root zy by gamma s. Okay. So equation number 13, 14 can also be written as. Now what I am going to do, see, in this expression if I take a LCM, it will become zr plus z0 upon zr. It will become zr minus z0 upon zr. Here also zr plus z0 upon z0, z0 minus zr upon z0. So if I take this LCM and some terms common outside this, it is just rearranging the terms. Er into zr plus z0 is taken common upon 2 times zr. So if everything is taken common from this first term, so it will there will be only one left here. So 1, because zr is also taken outside. So zr plus z0, it is already taken outside. So e raised to root gamma into s plus zr minus z0 upon zr plus z0 e raised to minus root zys. So this term zr minus z0 upon zr plus z0, we are going to call this as a reflection coefficient. As and when we progress in these equations, this becomes easier for you to understand. But right now try to understand, we have just taken zr plus z0 common, that's why it came to this denominator zr plus z0. And I is equal to ir into zr plus z0. Now see, equation zr plus z0 is same. Here in the denominator we are getting zr, here in the denominator I am getting z0. E raised to root zys minus plus so it is instead of plus, here it is minus, so it is replaced by minus. So zr minus z0 upon zr plus z0. So this once again expression I am going to call it as a reflection coefficient, which is denoted by capital gamma e raised to minus root zys. So these are equation number 15 and 16. These are final forms and very useful form of the equation of the voltage and current at any point of the transmission line. Once z0 is known to you, zr is known to you, and you know the value of s, you can calculate a voltage and current at any point on the transmission line by referring to these two equations. So now once again we will rearrange these terms of equation number 15 and 16, and let's see what will happen. Now what I did, E is equal to simple things. What I did now, e raised to root zy. So I have multiplied this e raised to root zy to this zr, e raised to root zy to this z0, and I have just taken common outside as er. So E is equal to now er into e raised to root zys plus e raised to minus root zys upon 2. That division 2 is taken inside this bracket into ir z0. Where from I got this ir z0? Let's go back here. See, ir z0 I have got by replacing er is equal to ir zr. So if I put it here, er is equal to ir zr on the right hand side. See, notations, try to understand. This is voltage. This is voltage. Er is it represented in terms of voltage, and what is this? IR into Z0. So this is current multiplied by impedance. This is once again voltage. So this is voltage, this is voltage. Condition satisfied. Left hand side equal to right hand side, and on the in the bracket I am getting e raised to root zys minus e raised to minus root zys upon 2. So these terms of e raised to root zys plus e raised to minus root zys can be represented as cos hyperbolic root zys plus ir z0 sin hyperbolic root zys, and I is equal to ir. Similar expression I am getting ir cos hyperbolic root zys plus er upon z0 sin hyperbolic root zys. So this is our equation number 17 and 18. 17 and 18 constitute second useful form of the voltage and current values at any point on the transmission line. Once you are comfortable with this trigonometric expression, it becomes easier for you to understand the next things. And let's once again go through these expressions for E and I, and then we will conclude this particular session. So this is a end statement. Even if in the examination you try you solve up to equation 15 and 16, you will get full marks. But try to understand what we did. We have just multiplied this e raised to root zy to the zr e raised to root zy into z naught here also, and finally we got voltage and current in terms of cos hyperbolic and sine hyperbolic form in the trigonometric form. This also indicates that the transmission line also carry the electromagnetic wave whose nature is sinusoidal. Is it okay? Hyperbolic. Then when we'll put s equal to 0 and cos hyperbolic and root zys equal to root gamma is certain expressions that we are going to carry out in the next lecture onward, and we'll try to see how if I take the ratio of E and I, what it results into, that is input impedance, that we'll going to see in the next lecture onward. So till then just go through it. So my recommendation to you, try to solve this derivation once, try to apply those mathematical expression. It is not at all a difficult task. We have not did it's not a rocket science. Simple mathematical expression which you already studied in M1, M2, M3. We have applied it here and just came to certain equations which are nothing but the physical solution or final solution of the transmission line. So equation number 17, 18 along with equation number 15 and 16 are a useful form of the voltage and current on the transmission line. So just go through it once and try to understand. In the next lecture we will see physical significance of this equation and how these equations can be modified according to our needs and how S can be replaced by L. So till then, thank you very much and happy learning.